Okay, welcome back to the channel. Today we are gonna go do chores and then get the calves ready for this -40 wind chill degree weather tomorrow that we have, which is gonna be fun because it's gonna be really cold and windy, and when it's supposed to warm up, the wind's supposed to get worse. So it's gonna stay the same. So these calves are gonna have a fun time tomorrow, and it's not gonna really warm up at all over the weekend. So these calves are gonna have a cold stretch to go through, and it doesn't help that we got like 2 to 4 inches yesterday, last night. But the fun part about those 2 to 4 inches was that I can swing the side by side and drift. That's the only fun part about it. So yeah. Okay, so we can fit 14 on the back without stacking, and that's when the buckets are all the way over. There's enough room, or you can squish the buckets enough to where you're gonna put 2 in the middle. And then if you have over 14, you gotta stack them and hope they don't fall over or fall off when you go up the hill. Although it's not that big of a hill, so most times you don't have to worry about them falling over. But if you don't have the tailgate up, which I found that out, they will fall off, or at least over on that hill. But they do wobble a little bit, but that's about it. Now that this pen ran up like that calf did, we might as well just give these guys 3. Up them before the cold, so then they have enough feed, hopefully. might as well just give at least pen 5 hay. Maybe pen 2. Just depends how much they have left. And then last night, we came up here and rebedded these 2 pens for tonight, I think, and they also needed it. But since those guys are fed, we might as well shut these doors so then the wind don't blow in as hard. But I rebed these guys, and whenever I do it, the back always gets super high. But in pen 6, theirs is really high in the back corner, and that's it. In that corner, it's like really high. So I should probably check if these guys can go under here. I know these guys can because they're small, but I'm not sure about these guys. It looks like they can. But these are the only 2 pens that the doors will close on. Mostly because they're open through the back, so no birds can build nests in the back compared to these. And these used to be hog floors, so they're not made for cattle, so they can't even fit under the door. So that just won't even work. Like maybe pen 1 could get their door closed if it would move, but since it doesn't move, it's not getting closed. So hopefully they stay warm for the night. I just slid like 2 feet. I have no clue why we did not stop, but oh well. So we'll feed them, walk through the pen, see if there's any sick ones, and then close the doors all the way. So now that I upped pen 5, I'd either have to fill up, grab another extra 2 buckets, so then I can keep making one trip, or just make one trip and or 2 trips, one for at night and one for the morning, like we used to do it. But now I'm just closing these doors so they're completely shut, so no wind comes in. But yeah. And all these calves look like they're eating. We'll check the waters to see if they're frozen. Hopefully not. And then we'll just keep walking through them and closing doors. Some of these rods are bent, and then, or the hole's too big to where this first setting is basically just closed because it has so much play in it. Yeah. That cell feeder has feed because we just got more feed Tuesday. Now it's Thursday, so they have enough feed. So this is the last pen we gotta close these doors for because the other pen are closed already. Like, see, this one has so much play in it that it's a lot. So, and then there are tiny ones in here like that, so they'll probably get held back. Now it's being psycho. Make sure these guys aren't sick, which they're good. Then we'll walk through this last pen just to make sure no one else is sick through here. Big red. So like I said, well, this one don't even have a latch. We just use that piece of wood there. It helps pretty good. So I'll just lift this hook up. It don't latch. So now that one's closed. And then this one is just bent. So by the time this gets put in, that's literally where it sits. So basically all that's holding it is that little hook. So if I take this out, it don't move at all. So pull this hook up so it closes all the way. Now it's sealed tight, and hopefully these fatties keep it warm for the cold weekend ahead. For these guys, this water is good. So now we'll just go, we'll go down, we'll fill all the buckets up, then bring 2 more up here. And then we'll probably give pen 5 and 2 some hay, so then they have it for the weekend, just in case they need more food. But who knows. Okay, we got all these buckets filled up. I found an extra 2. God, I hate this door. Gotta have it pulled out to put it last. But anyway, this bucket used to have the oil that we put in the feed. Used to be in this bucket, and then this is just the bigger bucket that we sometimes use for the older groups that we feed. So we have, they're at the same amount of buckets but more feed since it's bigger. So we should be fine. That means I'm up to 18 buckets. So it's not fun, but hopefully we can move calves soon, so then I'm down more buckets. I mean, it'd probably only end up to being down 2 buckets, depending on how much the next group eats. Or if anybody gets cut back, depending on how much they eat. But anyway, now that we got chores done, we'll go feed hay, and then we'll head home. And then that might be the end of the video, I don't know. I might show some stuff tomorrow, depending on how cold it gets. So anyway, we're down at the machine shed. We'll start the skid loader and then open the doors. Hopefully the skid loader starts. Because I don't really want to sit here any longer than what I have to. So we'll wait to see if it tells us to wait a little bit. Nope. Like it's nothing. Which, I mean, it should start like nothing since it's only like 20 degrees. But the glow plugs don't really work on this skid loader, I don't think yet. So it doesn't like the cold very much. Okay, now that we got all the snow moved, so none of it gets in with the hay, we will go shut this gate. So then when we give pen 2 hay, we can just keep the gate open and not have to worry about them leaving. I mean, they will leave their pen, but they should stay in the alleyway unless they jump that, which I hope they don't. Now if I would have been smart, I would have told my brother to come along. So then I didn't have to do it this way. Because they're right out here already. But if I get some hay in, they should go back in right away. So yeah. Okay, so that should be enough hay. Now we just gotta go through the struggle of getting them back in there. As you guys could see, they were all around that hay bale. Come on. So just imagine the struggle it will be to get them back in. Unless they all go back in easily. Which that was the case. That was really easier than what I thought it was gonna be. So we'll get this gate locked up, that one unlocked, and then we'll go to pen 5 to feed them hay. Okay, so we got pen 5 and 2 hay. Pen 5 was a little tricky because I had so much in the bucket. It all went into one spot, and that bunk is not meant to have that much hay where it is, so hopefully none of it blows out. So I couldn't really get it to get moved over, because if I even tried to back up, I basically was stuck. So after 2 times of getting stuck, almost, I just said screw it, I gave up, and hopefully the hay don't get blown away. But we're back down in the sheet shed, so I'm just gonna park it and close the doors and head home for the night. So don't forget to turn the lights off, unlike my brother. So this might be the end of the video. I don't know. I might film tomorrow. Probably not though, since it's supposed to be negative 40 wind chill. So if you like this type of content, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and like, because it helps out the channel a lot. And then tune in next time to see what we get ourselves into.